absolutely. And I'll tell you, there's nothing worse than getting up there and not being your best. Because that's all a competition is, man. You're on stage, you can't hear anything, you can't see anything. You're obviously nervous. But I'll tell you, from the stands, is everyone whispering, shh, oh yeah, he's off. Yeah, he's not as, he's soft, he's watery, he's flat. Yep, nope, his chest looks weird. It's just critique. You know, so that's the thing about competing. Is it doesn't necessarily want what you want to do to boost your confidence? Let's be honest. People do this because they feel insecure. A lot of them do. And they think that, you know, getting into this crazy condition is going to make them feel better about it. Well, in fact, that the closer you get to a show and the leaner you get, the worse you feel. You know what I mean? And now you have to deal with the fact that you want to eat everything in sight, but you know you can't, so you feel guilty because you're going to balloon back up. So the harder you diet into a show, the harder you're going to rebound. You know, it's directly proportional. And that's why I always tell people, they will come to me and tell me they want to compete, and I'll ask them a million questions after that, and I'll try to dive down deep into why do you want to compete? You know what I mean? Is this really what you want to do? Are you really doing this for the right reasons? Can you not stick to a diet normally to get to a certain condition, but you do it because this is the only thing that can help you be accountable? Are you financially stable? Where do you work? Do you have time to prep your meals? You know, these things that you got to put in front of them, that you got to tell them, so they know what they're going into. People don't understand how hard it is and how dedicated you really have to be. Why do a show if you're not trying to be the best on that stage? You shouldn't be trying to get third place, because your coach is trying to get you first. And if you're on a different level than your coach, something's off, man. If you can't push your athlete to his or her brink, something's off. You know what I mean? Each one of you has to want the best for each other.
This is why people say, like, you or people that actually want to compete for the right reason, like what exactly do you think that right reason is?
There's no right reason. There's no right and wrong, because there's, just like there's a million, you know, or however many billions, however many people there are, every single one of them is different. Who are you to say who's right and wrong for being that way? You were born a certain way, okay? So everyone has a different motive and a different reasoning. It's attractive, you know. People want to push their limits and push their physique. That's absolutely okay, and I'm totally for anyone who wants to compete for the first time. But I am not for competing for the first time if you haven't put all your ducks in order. Okay, if you're not financially stable, or if you're doing this for a huge bump of insecurity or this or that, I'm gonna tell you, you know, I would advise that you don't do this. Maybe diet down for a little bit, get your, you know, life a little situated. If you're just moving, I got a girl who wants to compete and she's just moving out here. She wants to start prep right away. I was like, hold on, you need to get a job first and get stable and get financially comfortable with your situation before, because you have no idea what it's gonna be like, right? Everything's gonna get put on hold, and I guarantee you, as soon as you hit even 10 weeks out, you're not gonna have the energy to go out there and find a job and be active and courteous and, you know, and friendly and social. It's not gonna happen. This is gonna become everything in your life. So it's hard to say what the right or wrong reason is. Whether, you know, that's the case, here's one thing that I do see very, very consistently. Someone will compete for, maybe you say, for the wrong reasons. They'll get beat, whether it's by one place or they'll get completely, you know, wiped out. They'll come back the next time for what I would consider the right reason. They're competitive now, okay? Some people are going competitive into their first show because that's just who they are.
Because they are competitive.
Right, so I mean, you should be going into a show with the attitude that you're gonna win. That's the only goal, is to get as lean as possible, be as full as possible, and win. Or else why do a competition? Diet for a photo shoot. You know what I mean? That mentality, I feel like, severely suffers in the first competition someone does, for myself included. I prepped myself into my first show. I got smoked. I got last place. That second show, I was like, oh hell no. I am never, ever gonna go through that again. I am going to do absolutely whatever it takes, and I did. And not in the supplements that I took or the whatever I took. That's not, you know, the whatever it takes. That's stuff that you're taking. It's the mindset, okay? It's how fucking hard I sprinted on those sprints, okay? It's how convinced I made myself that I wasn't hungry. You know what I mean? I couldn't be bothered with hunger. I don't follow insider food on Facebook. I don't look at Instagram and Pinterest and just, oh, I want that, want. You don't get it. So why pray over those things, okay? My mentality was, I was like, I had blinders on. I'm gonna do whatever it takes, every single rep of every set, of every workout, of every day, and I'm gonna do everything perfect. And even then, there was still things that I could improve on. And that's the progression of an athlete. That first time, who cares what your motives are? But you'll know next time you do a show, you better go in full force. And if you do not do significantly better, this isn't for you. You know what I mean? If you don't get to that level where it's like, fuck, I want to beat that guy who beat me last time, or I want to beat that guy in second place because that's what I'm going for and that's all I'm settling for. You know what I mean? And so there's a significant difference from your first time to your second time. I think that's the biggest difference in competing.